Welcome to a special holiday episode. This video is part of a collaboration I did with the channel Santy Food. So here's Santy to tell you a little bit about herself.
Hi there, I'm Santy and I'm the face behind Santy Food. On my channel, I'm cooking and baking food from all over the world every other Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central European Time. So Trystan and I teamed up to make the perfect Christmas dinner for you. And I'm taking care of the side dishes, so make sure you check out my video and my channel after you watch this video. And now I'm gonna wish you all a Merry Christmas and have fun watching this collaboration.
Thanks, Auntie. So today I'm going to be making a Korean-style roast duck. Like, subscribe, blah blah blah. Let's make some duck. Alright, so this is a 2-kilogram duck, or 4.5 pounds for my American viewers. All I've done with it is rinsed it in cold water, patted it dry, and allowed it to air dry in my fridge for 48 hours. This is going to help produce a much crispier skin. So the first thing I'm going to do is set a large pot of water to boil. I'm going to blanch the ducks for about 15 seconds. This is going to do a couple things. First and foremost, it's going to loosen up some of the fat underneath the skin, and ducks have a lot of fat. The second thing this is going to do is tighten the skin, which again will help produce a much crispier skin. When taking it out of the water, be very careful. Make sure you allow the water to fully drain out of the neck, otherwise you could spill boiling hot water all over yourself. Transfer the duck to a resting rack and allow it to cool while we make the glaze. In a small pan set to medium-low heat, add a heaping tablespoon of Gochujang, fermented Korean hot pepper paste, rice syrup, soy sauce, and a tiny bit of sesame oil. Give it a good stir until everything is nicely incorporated. You can see by now how the skin is tightened and smoothed out considerably. Then using a pastry brush, make sure every inch of the duck gets coated in the glaze. You want this to be a thin, even, and uniform coating, so try not to glop it on. Flip the duck over and get the underside as well. Place it in the fridge and allow it to air dry for at least 24 hours or overnight. Now, if you don't have time to dry the duck before or after the glaze, there is a cheat code for this. Yup, an everyday hairdryer set to high heat will do a pretty good job at drying the skin out. You definitely won't get the same results as air drying, but it'll do. Any feathers that were missed will be a lot more visible at this point and can be easily removed with some tweezers. Preheat your oven to 420 degrees Fahrenheit. I have a gas convection oven, so your cooking times will vary a bit depending on what you have. The wings and the legs will get dark fairly quickly, so a trick to avoid that is to wrap them up in aluminum foil. Place the duck in a roasting pan with a rack and roast at 420 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 minutes. Then lower the temperature down to 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes. Take the duck out and carefully turn it over, breast side down, to get some color and crisp the back. Then return to the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for another 20 minutes. Flip the duck over, breast side up, and remove the aluminum foil. Then return to the oven for a final 10 to 20 minutes depending on your oven. Now, I can't stress this enough, allow your duck to rest at least 20 minutes before carving. Otherwise, you'll lose all those wonderful juices and your duck won't be as tender. But just listen to that crispy skin. So while we're allowing the duck to rest, let's make a pretty simple dipping sauce. In a small bowl, combine sugar, soy sauce, sesame oil, mirin, rice vinegar, gochujang hot pepper flakes, toasted sesame seeds, and a bit of water. Give it a good mix and place it in your fanciest dipping bowl. Now for the fun part. If you've never carved a duck before, don't panic, it's actually pretty simple. Since ducks have very hard bones, it's easy enough to just trace your knife along them and around the joints. Slice along the breastbone and cut the breast from the thigh. Then trace your knife along the side back to the neck. Then using quick shallow cuts, detach the breast meat. Continue slicing along the thigh to the hip and apply pressure to the knife to cut through the hip joint. This is also a good time to pick a few pieces of meat to reward yourself for all of your hard work. You deserve it. Flip the duck over and detach the leg. Then trace around the shoulder joint and detach the wing. Slice the breast into nice thin pieces and place everything on a serving platter along with your dipping sauce. And that's it! Korean-style roast duck. Now, I'd like to be serious for just a moment. Alright, so I know this year has been, well, it sucked! And I know with the holidays coming up, this is a really hard time for people, especially the fact that you can't really see your family and you can't travel. Like me, myself, I'm basically trapped in a city with no family. So I understand. But even if you are physically alone, you're not alone. And if you're feeling kind of down and you need someone to talk to, please reach out to someone. You can call this number if you need to talk to someone, but just remember, you're not alone, and just take care of yourself. Thanks for watching, and, well, happy holidays.